to see here experiments on fluid mechanics laboratory. So the experiment which we going to see is here centrifugal pump. Centrifugal pump is a mechanical device designed to move the fluid by means of the transfer of rotational energy. And centrifugal pump basically works on the principle of centrifugal force. Now we see what are the parts which will be coming in the experiment. So first thing is, this is called the suction pipe. This is called suction line. See here. So here we will be having the suction line, and this one is called the delivery line. And here we will be having the pump, and this is called the casing. Inside the casing we will be having the impeller. So the impellers, what is the purpose of impeller means, once the liquid is moving inside, the impeller will be rotating, and due to this a centrifugal force will be created so that the liquid will be moved to the delivery line. And next thing here we can see the vacuum gauge. This one is called the vacuum gauge, and unit is mmHg. And this one is called the pressure gauge, and unit is kgf per centimeter square. So here we will be having a meter. So in this meter what happens is, once the machine is running, the meter will be keep on rotating. So for 5 revolution we need to note down the time taken. Next thing is, once the liquid is coming here, it will be falling in this tank. So liquid will be falling in this tank, and here we will be having a drain pipe, and this pipe is called drain pipe. Now the valve is closed. So once if the valve is set as parallel, the fluid will be keep on going to the drain pipe, and finally we will be collecting at the bottom. If we want to collect the water in the tank, then we have to set the pipe like this, so that the liquid will be started collecting here. And once the liquid is started collecting here, we need to note down the time taken for the height of 10 centimeters. Here we will be having one mark, right, and here we are having one mark. So distance between these two marks is 10 centimeter. So the liquid will be keep on rising. For this rise, we need to note down the time taken. So totally we will be taking 4 types of reading. So first thing is, we will be setting a pressure here. Initially the pressure can be 0.2. Okay. So after once we set the pressure, here the vacuum will be created. So due to vacuum, the liquid will be sucked up, so that it will be sent to the delivery pipe. So first reading is pressure gauge reading, second is vacuum gauge reading, and third is meter. For this meter we will be noting a time taken for 5 revolution. 3 readings is over, and 4th reading is here. So once the water is sent to drain, we need to close the pipe. Okay, close the valve. So once the valve is closed, means the liquid will be started collecting in the tank. So we need to note down the height of this. So initially 0 means here 10 centimeter. For a height of 10 centimeter, how much seconds it takes? So we will be noting down the time taken for 10. So this one is called the stopwatch. You will be using the stopwatch for time taken, for noting down the time taken. So initially you will be saying, I haven't started the motor. Once I started means my voice won't be that much audible. So what I am going to do is, after starting the motor, I will be setting the pressure for 0.3. So this one is stopwatch. So using this you can note down the time taken. So first initially what we will be doing, we will be setting the pressure for 0.2. So 0.2 kgf per centimeter square. So here we will be having the reading. See here. So this one is 0. If you want 0.2 means you will be setting here 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5 like that. So you will be setting the pressure gauge for 0.2, and next thing simultaneously we will be noting down the time vacuum gauge reading. So vacuum gauge reading will be approximately, it will be coming at the reverse direction, 280 or 240 something. Whatever readings you are getting, just note it down. Next thing is, here we will be noting the time taken. Okay, so initially we will be setting a red color mark will be there, and keeping that as a remark, you just start your stopwatch for 5 revolution. Kindly note down the time taken for 5 revolution. Next thing is, the water will be keep on falling here, and since the drain pipe is open, the liquid will be going to the drain. Okay, drained away. And if you want to close this valve, just close this valve, and then use this stopwatch and try to note down the time taken for 10 centimeters. So from here to here is 10 centimeter. The water level will be, once you close this valve means the water won't be going to the drain. So the water will be started collecting in the tank. So for a height of 10 centimeter, kindly note down the time taken. So this is the pressure gauge, and this is the for setting the pressure valve. Okay, this is the pressure valve. Once if you start rotating, the pressure valve will be, you can set the pressure gauge for a reading of 0.2. See, the reading is moving on. once you set for 0.2, note down the readings in the vacuum cost. So here you will be getting approximately 280 or 290. Note down whatever value you are getting, and then we need to see here a red mark will be here. Just try to keep a point here. Start. So you start noting down the time for 5 revolution. Okay. So in this video you have to note down the time taken for 5 revolution of this meter. So water will be keep on draining down. The water will be keep on draining down. Here. Start. Now you try to note down the time taken for this height of 10 centimeter. How much ever time you are getting, just note it down.